Happy 50th anniversary Earth Week, everyone. 1970 to now, 50 years. Are you happy to be here? This week, we're going to do as many things as possible to be good to our earth or be kind to our earth. Today, we're going to be talking about upcycling bird feeders. So upcycling is like recycling, but it's actually using things that are still probably in some good use for different purposes. So we have several things here today that we can talk about. First of all, we have this milk carton here, and we've cut out a little piece of that. So that's definitely something we can use. But let's look at some unconventional stuff. So this is a sifter. It's an old sifter, but it could be put out into a tree and you could add bird feeder seed to that. I also have a lid to a pan that I don't have anymore, but we could hang this on top of a tree and put bird seed in it. I've got a few arts and crafts pieces that I've made. This is just an apple cinnamon crisp box. I have covered it in duct tape to keep it waterproof. I've put some blocks down here for the bird to sit in, and then I can put food in here. Not sure what these are, but they looked cute when I put them on. Here's another one completely made from an Amazon box, again covered with duct tape to keep it waterproof, and then some plastic straws so the bird can perch. This was just 2 red Solo cups taped together and then a spoon in there to perch. You could also use tin cans, plastic containers, but let's talk about those bottles that we're drinking out of every day. Instead of throwing them into the trash, what could we do with them? Well, we're going to make a bird feeder out of that. So I've been worried about how I would teach you to do this without getting hurt, and my husband had a really great idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze one little piece of this and put well, it worked better when he did it. But that's why we try it several times. So I've got a little hole there, and I'm going to stick in a wooden spoon. That's why you should never listen to your husband when he tells you to do stuff and not try it first. So I'm going to use some tools here and stick this in. And now what I want to do is I want to put the handle of this up a little higher. So I'm going to go to this side and make a little hole. And it still does work better the way he suggested. So I'm going to use that. Now I have this in here. And because this lip part is lower, as I put in bird seed and the bird sits, the bird seed should come into this container. So I'm going to use a funnel, and I'm going to pour, and then I would fill that up, and that's what the bird would use. Here is one handy dandy already created. Now this was a plastic spoon I had, and you can see that the seeds the bird feed is filling down here, and the bird will sit here and eat. This doesn't cost a lot of money. The only thing I had to do was the bird feeder seed here, the bird food. A couple things I want to tell you about though, when you're creating your own bird feeders, you need to make sure you know what you're feeding them. So get bird seed that you trust, some good stuff. Don't just make your own. However, if you want to feed hummingbirds, you're going to have to make a nectar for them. So that recipe is 1 part sugar and 4 parts water. For example, a cup of sugar to 4 cups of water until the sugar is completely dissolved. Do not add red food dye. That's not good for them. We want to make this as pure as possible. And once you put your sugar in there, you can use a plastic bottle like this and a small lid, and you can let the sugar come down through a tube, and your hummingbirds will be very, very happy. If you want to see what kind of birds you have, check out a couple websites, allaboutbirds.org or audubon.org. Coming up tomorrow, we have water filtration systems. On Wednesday, we are doing transplanting gardens with Joanna Radford. On Thursday, we have a special guest for our water wheel challenge. And on Friday, we're going to make our own s'mores with our solar cookers. Thank you again, everyone, for coming. This is Earth Week. Get out and celebrate. What can you do to be kind to the earth today? See you tomorrow.